Today I welcome Nico Jeannen on the show. So first, thanks to have accepted my invitation.
Hey, thanks for inviting me.
So Nico, if you will resume your path in 5 minutes, how you will do that?
Uh, okay. So I started like, okay, I think the first like thing of like entrepreneurship sort of was like in
Hmm.
middle school. I was selling like Steam keys. So, on Steam, you can redeem like video
Yeah.
game keys. So long story short, I had a debit card. My friend did not. So they could not buy games online. So they would give me cash and I would buy the game for them and I would take a commission.
Of
So,
course.
I think that was the first really like thing I got. Um, and yeah, so then I can make money, selling stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, then I had like a Minecraft server, and same like I didn't started like business and stuff, but I sold like in-game stuff you could buy, and again it's like something you create. So I was managing everything. So I think that was my real like first big experience. I didn't make much money
Hmm.
back then, but like it was high school. I was like, wow, that's a few bucks here and there. And yeah, then after high school, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that shit again because I hated school. So I was like, okay, there's no way I'm spending like 5 years studying some random bullshit. So I had a summer job. I resigned, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to create my own company, whatever. And I tried, things here and there. I knew how to do WordPress websites thanks to my Minecraft server back then. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make WordPress website for companies. I got zero customers. Then
Short
I
story
moved
long.
to I moved to like e-commerce because I met a guy who was doing e-commerce and he talked about it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I'm going to make uh like ties, with suits
Yeah.
made in France. Just I don't know why. I like ties. I was like, oh, that's nice. I'm going to make that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to learn, how the production process works. Long story short, I got zero customer. Um, then I continued a bit with e-commerce. I tried like I did like a bit of drop shipping, and drop shipping I got my first like customers sort of. So I was making a bit of sales online, not really profitable, but
Yeah.
I learned a lot with like regarding like Facebook ads, like marketing, conversion rate, and a bunch of stuff, and that got me my first like freelance gigs. So I was doing basically Facebook ads, marketing analysis, funnel and stuff like that. So a bunch of stuff. So I did that for 2, 3 years, something like that. I was even giving online classes in a French startup. It's called Live Mentor for French people who
Oh
don't
yeah.
know that. So yeah, I was giving classes there, and yeah, at some point I was just like I stopped because it was I don't know, I didn't like it that much. So I went back into e-commerce. I wanted to get something. I launched the brand, got some success, but not it like I made 500,000 of sales in a year, but the profit was bad, really bad. And I still had my freelance gig. So at some point it just ended like after, so during COVID, e-commerce was like booming. Everyone was buying.
Yeah.
But after like people started going back into, physical store, and that's how I lost my main client. Like most people lost their income during COVID. I lost it after, because COVID went away.
Yeah.
So yeah, because he had to reduce the advertising costs. He found someone cheaper, etc., etc. And I was like, oh, you know what? I don't like e-commerce because it's like the supplier can fuck me up. The profit margin are just terrible. So I have zero process to find freelance customers. So what the fuck am I going to do? So I thought about it a bit. I was always like tech savvy kind of. I tried to learn to code before, but I just couldn't understand anything. So I was like, okay, you know what? This time I'm just going to learn how to code. I'm going to make my own apps. So I'm the only one, like I have full control over the product and I can just go super fast and no one is going to slow me down with some, delays or fuck me up with logistic and stuff like that. So that was in, I think in May 2022. And then, so I took like some courses about like Python, JavaScript, web development, artificial intelligence. And I think I shipped my first app in August. Yeah, I think it was like between like August or September, after 2 months basically. And yeah, then I tried to run a bit of, I think, ads on Reddit. I think I got one sale like that, then it completely stopped. And then I discovered, the indie hacking community on Twitter. Yeah. So I created, technically I had a Twitter account, but from like 10 years ago, no followers or anything. So I just used that. And yeah, I started posting on Indie Hacker, talking with people. And then I kept chipping up. Most of them failed until I made Make Logo AI, that I think not lots, but some people know me for. So I shipped it in 48 hours. Like 3 months later, I sold it for 65,000. So I think that's where I started to really take off on Twitter. Then I kept making apps. I did more until I think August. Yeah, it was August of 2023. So last year, where I made TalkNotes, and that was my first like long-term project that I'm still working on today. And yeah, right now it's at I don't know, over 60,500 MRR because it was that last week. So yeah, and that's what I do basically.
Thanks, man, for your presentation. That was perfect. I took many notes. I'm very curious about many topics. The first things you talk about was like when you're in college, you start like a kind of entrepreneurship with the STEAM key.
And middle school. I might have said college because in French it's collège, mean actually middle school, but middle school, yeah, before high school.
No, but even me, man, I'm struggling with that. Like, why did we choose a different name to fuck up everything in French?
Yeah, I just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway, middle school, and I'm curious about that because I think like most of people I've interviewed in a solo podcast or Indie Maker when I was doing it in French have kind of a story of like in middle school or something like a gig or like, for example, for me, I was selling like MP3 key, because at the time we were listening music on MP3 key, and I was putting the music myself in it. So then people have the music because they didn't know how to download musics. So or didn't have the right for the parent, etc. So I was selling the MP3 with the music already in it, and until I got stopped by the college, the middle school. They told me like, this is illegal. What you doing? It's like, I give music to people. What's the?
But yeah, I forgot the detail.
But go for it.
In high school, I was selling alcohol.
Alcohol?
So because I was 18, I had I did my like last year of middle school twice, and so I was 18. I could legally buy alcohol, and everyone wanted to party, but they could not buy alcohol. So I was selling alcohol in high school.
Yeah, that's interesting. One thing I find interesting is like when you start this kind of thing as a young person, often many people will probably not try to make money from that. And what make you feel like, hey, I could make money with this instead of just like helping friends to get a video game? Why making money?
I mean, it started as helping friends. It's like, my friends were like, "Hey, can you buy this key from me?" Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, it wasn't like, huge amounts. I wasn't making like hundreds of dollars every day or something. It's just like, a couple dozen here and there. But yeah, then I was like, okay, I realized I can, make a nice profit from that. So, and it was a win-win for everyone because I was buying from, websites like G2A and stuff like that. So they would pay cheaper than if they bought from Steam directly. So even if I took like a twice markup or something, it was still a good deal for them.
Yeah, it was still a good deal.
So yeah, it's just it just happened. I don't know. I didn't really thought about it.
Yeah, and for me, that's what is very cool in the entrepreneurship journey is when, like, most of the time, I think when you start by making something which is useful, for example, helping your friend, and you realize, okay, that's helping them, and they are willing to pay also for what I'm doing. And I find that's one of the most like fundamental learning of entrepreneurship is like, okay, I'm doing something useful, and because it's useful, I can get benefit from that. And that often, like what I'm seeing on Twitter, like, with new makers, they try to do things which is not useful, and they want money from it. And I find the learning is better the other way. It's you start to do something which is useful and not really making money from it, and then you realize people are willing to do. So that's where you get, I think, in the right path of making things that can become more than a side gig.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of my like income in like overall since I started was from stuff I was like, oh, I'm going to do that, and then people are like, hey, it's helpful. Can you do it for me? And I will pay you for that. I think even like for the apps, like Make Logo that's how it was. Like I was like, hey, it's useful. I can probably like. No one asked me for it, but then I just did pre-launch to see if people were interested, and it just happened.
Yeah. For me, this natural path is like how things should happen. Like because I've seen many friends or people like struggling. They really try to get money, but they're not doing things useful. They like, oh, this is a good things to make money. Yeah, of course, and they never end up at zero sales. The story you have said as well as that have happened so many times.
I think it's like it can work because honestly, when you see, like I was in e-commerce, so I saw like I saw like a bunch of people selling the most useless thing you can think of and make money from it, and like, but you need to be really good at marketing because it's all about how you like position the product. So it's like you can like. There is always like, oh, but you're trying to sell ice in the North Pole, but you can actually sell ice in the North Pole. Like if you offer them, hey, look, it's like a brick of ice. Yeah, it's a brick of ice to build your ice house or however it's called for Inuits, Yeah. So it's to build your igloo. It's already pre-cut. You just have to put it. You don't have to cut it yourself. Then you can probably sell it in the North Pole. But it's how about like how you can think of use cases and how you can make the product helpful for people, basically.
Yeah, and that come back to my idea of when you do a project, you have to have a founder fit. For me, it's like you have to be the right person to do it. And so if you're starting, basically, so you have very low skills in many topics, trying to go on the market where everything is based on high skills, this is dumb. Like you will fail for sure, or you have very good luck, or you're learning super fast, but definitely you don't put chance on your side. For example, for CapGo, I went to a market I know because it's capacitor apps and I've been there for a long time and I've done something very, very useful. So even I was very bad at marketing because I'm still bad at marketing compared to many people. Like I don't know how to do ads and this is very like not working for me anyway, but the field I choose is where I am very competent. So people are choosing my product because of these competencies I can give, not because I'm good at marketing it. I'm very bad at marketing it, but I choose a field where I don't need to be so good at it. And that's something what people miss sometimes.
I mean, like, because I read your articles about how to make a mobile app with Nux and stuff like that. Those are really good articles. So this is, good marketing. This is like useful marketing. So I would say this is good marketing. That's
go ahead. The way I've learned to do marketing for me is I do it always in a technical perspective. So I will do like technical article how to do like a Nuxt app in Capacitor. I'm trying to do more article like how you do a payment flow in mobile app. How do you, I'm doing plugins, for example, my best marketing in CapGo is I do plugin for free for Capacitor, and everywhere I put like, hey, if you like it, you can use also CapGo. And that's it. Yeah. That's basically my main marketing is doing like, I find a way to hack myself in marketing by just coding, which the code become the marketing in a way.
It's, I mean, that's a good strategy. It's like, it doesn't work for, I think, every project, especially if it's like a very competitive market. But I think if that's something like a bit boring that because like Cabgo isn't the most exciting thing. It's like it's for capacitor. It's very technical.
Yeah.
So I don't think many people will be interested in like competing with you. And yeah, I think like in this case, that's a perfect fit because that's a solution to what people search online. It's not necessarily some kind of like hype products, like, all the AI stuff we see today. So I think for that kind of use case, it can work great.
Yeah. But that's where I see like it's kind of, you have also a market fit in a way, like you have to choose like best, what you could do. For example, doing like, IA stuff, like for me, when we did with Mark landing IA on marketing, I was like, I don't know how to help. Like, I'm very not competent on that. Mark was way better on this. But yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, you wanted to add something on it? Otherwise, I can go to another topic I wanted to talk.
I think it's like, all the like startup stuff, they always talk about like unfair advantage. I think it's mainly about like, the unique thing you can have. So for example, like I do like Facebook ad stuff, and I know very little people on Twitter can make, a course about Facebook ads. Because I have like 7 years of experience and stuff like that, or like Mark making ship fast because he shipped a lot. He was very public about it. So even like there are tons of people trying to copy him, but no one can do like even 10% of what he does because he has the advantage. He's known for that, and that's not something you can copy easily. So I think that's a kind of like, if you can find this little thing, it gives you like a really big moat, and not many people can outmarket you. So yeah, I think that's
that's definitely, and which is funny, it's sometimes people don't understand really what is their moat. For example, for me, everything I'm doing on Cabgo is like open source. If you want to become a competitor of me, it's very easy. You copy paste everything, and I don't hide it, But you can do it if you want. The problem is like I am in this for 10 years. Like I am doing mobile apps since I code, and I know these things so well. I create a community, a Discord, and this you can replicate. It will take you years. Like you can put ads if you're better than me in ads to capacitor. Maybe you will gain one client. But I have trust you cannot replicate. This is super hard to replicate. And
sure.
And some people don't understand. Like for Shipfast, like when he did launch and he started to share how much he was making, like everyone did like another name, like Shipfast, Launch Fast, Things Fast, everything was fast.
It's
and
insane.
No one makes a bunch of money. Like
I think the most I heard was like someone making maybe 10,000, which is still good, but like man, Mark is banking now, so it's not even comparable. And it's like it's 10,000 after like I don't know, like 5 months of effort or something. So it's But
after if you specialize, for example, it can work. For example, before I think. I'm not sure if Mark think about Launchfast because I told him like I wanted to do that for capacitor apps. Basically, I wanted to have a starter kit to do like, or to convert a website, or to start an app from zero, which is like exactly set up for mobile apps because mobile apps is fucking hard. You have tried, and even you use capacitor, which is making simpler. It's fucking insane.
Man, payments give me nightmare for like 3 months.
Yes, payment is the worst.
Yeah.
And did you use the Revenue Cat, the plugin I made?
Yeah.
And even with that, it's hard. Where it's super simplified.
It's just the hard part. I think is just all the stuff with Apple. But now it's set up. I don't have to touch it. It just works. I forgot about it, and I discovered I had like 700 monthly recurring revenue extra on it. So it's
cool.
nice.
It's very nice. It's very nice, but Apple is making it super hard. Like, funnily, I think I told you that, but I told you also Mark and other people, like when you want to do like a payment on Apple and you want to try it, like try the process, the best way is to fake it, send it to Apple one payment price. You tell Apple, I didn't put it anywhere in the app. Then you publish it, and then because you did that, it's super easier to fucking try. Because before, if you just have it in draft, it doesn't work. And they told you, no, it works, it's worked. No, nothing is testable with this shit. You have to have a production product published in the App Store, and then it starts to be testable. So them.
It's super annoying.
Yeah, and I was for this I was really hoping like the EU rules will make things easier, but honestly, this is worse. Like the Apple, they bend the rules so badly, it's insane, man. I was like, oh my god, you can do that when you're Apple? This is insane.
I think like no matter what, they can do everything they want. Like it's just take years to make like lawsuits and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think I saw this year something like just the line of iPad in the revenue of Apple is making more money than PIB of France, something like that. It's like just
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
So they do what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what's your problem? You are just an iPad for me. Well, that's insane. So coming back to your things, I have a question about the Minecraft server, like Minecraft. Yeah, that's how we say. Minecraft is the French way to say that. The thing is, like, you were like playing video games and you decided to create your own server. And how much money did you make for that, and how did it started?
So it's quite funny because it's still it's useful thing. So I think it's like one day I built like a pirate boat or something on a server, and I think I posted on like jeuxvideo.com.
Yes.
No way. Actually,
you're back.
Wait, is it back now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I was saying so.
No!
So one day I made like a pirate ship after following a YouTube tutorial.
Oh my god!
And I was like, okay, I made my ship. Like, you want to come and see it? Ça a coupé encore?
Ouais, ça a coupé encore, mec. Genre, tu dis, alors, et là, ça s'est arrêté.
Well, that's weird. Because normally, if like, si c'est de mon côté, ça coupe, genre, enfin, je vois la caméra et tout qui se coupe, mais là, ça a rien coupé.
Non, je pense, mais je sais pas, mec, c'est mon internet qui a chié, j'en sais rien.
Parce que normalement, je suis en fibre à 500,
ouais. Moi aussi, je suis en fibre. On devrait s'en sortir. Let's go, on va... Alors,
okay.
Là...
So, I was saying, there was like one day I made like a boat, a pirate boat on Minecraft after following like a YouTube tutorial. And I was like, oh, that's a nice boat. I want to share it with people and stuff. And I posted on the forum, so French people probably know jeuxvideo.com. And I posted there and I was like, hey, come see my pirate ship. And so I posted there and some people came to visit. And somehow some people stayed. Like I was expecting people to watch it, then log out. But some people started to, play. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're going to play together. And that's how it like kind of started. And I did that for, I don't know, like 5 years. And then it evolved. It's like, oh, I saw this cool thing on a server. I'm going to try to add it to mine. So, and at the end, I had like hundreds of players, coming. Like it was crazy. I was even doing like Facebook ads for it. But yeah, I think
it wasn't making ads since his kids.
Yeah, no, but Facebook ads came later, way later. But it's like, I think I wasn't making a lot of money from it. Like just, I think once when I was in high school, I made like $90 in one day. I was like, wow, this is crazy. So much money.
But what you were making people pay?
It's like in-game ranks. So it was giving you like cosmetic stuff, like a bunch of stuff, like not, mainly cosmetic stuff, like bonuses, basically. And but it was still making a bit of money. I have no idea how much in total, but it still made like okay amount. And so this is like how I was doing. It was really something I like to do. I wasn't doing it for the money at all. I just loved creating stuff and making people enjoy the game.
Yeah, makes sense. You were using Stripe at the time or something else like PayPal?
No, there was like something for like Minecraft, like shops. It was basically
Okay.
Shopify, but for Minecraft server. So
Crazy.
maybe it ran with Stripe under the hood. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, okay. So that was the long business, like 5 years. You keep that? You were like,
Yeah, I think, yeah, I started when I was 14, 15, actually. Yeah, I stopped when I was 21, like when I left France. So yeah, it should be something like that. Like I did some pause. Sometimes I was not doing it that much, but yeah, overall it's just, yeah.
yeah, but he was still running by his own, right? Or
Yeah, except like I think maybe one or two times it's like we closed it and then reopened it later. But yeah,
okay.
most of the time I would say it was running.
Okay, and you say something about like just earlier, like you left France at 21. What was your
Yeah.
like
I think it was,
where did
wait,
you
was
went?
it 21? Wait, was it 21? Man, I don't know. It was, but yeah, it was 22, 21, something like that. Yeah. So, I don't know. I just knew I wanted to leave. I wanted to give a shot to Portugal. But I went there. It was super cold and it was like on top of a hill. So if you want
Where
to do
you went in
slightest
Porto?
thing, no, it was in Lisbon.
Okay, okay.
Like
Nice.
the very old area and on top of a hill. So if I want to do anything,
You
I
have to
had to go
walk
like
down.
15 minutes, like,
Yeah.
like that. It's like, oh man, I'm not doing that. And it was like super cold. I expected it was like, sunny and stuff. So I was like, ah, fuck that. No. Uh, so I was looking for a new place and I don't know, it was like during COVID. So I was like, okay, I was listening to some Mexican music and I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to Mexico. I swear
Oh,
this is
nice.
really how it happened. It's just, okay, Mexico is open. I can go there because most countries were
Yeah.
shut down. So Mexico is open. I can go there. You know what? Okay, fuck it. I'm just taking my flight for 2 weeks and I'm going. And yeah, so I went to Mexico and then Bali. I stayed in Bali for 3 years or something. And then I went, right now I'm in Bangkok.
Okay. Oh, you moved. I thought you were still in Bali.
No, I have exhausted
Over.
by Bali. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Um, that's something you said very interesting is you say like you didn't want it to go like continue school after I will not say the
High
name
school.
school high school yeah
High school. Yeah.
yeah so the last one is college right or
Yeah.
oh no yeah
University, college is the same. I
yeah
don't know. Yeah. But yeah, after
so
high school,
so you decided to drop out basically and how did you deal that with your parent for example because I know for me that was a huge topic I wanted to create my first company when I was in the first year of university and I wanted to quit and my parents like no
yeah. So I did like, because after high school, you have to register for what you want to do after. I don't think there is an
yeah
option for like nothing. So I did like a international trade, whatever. I went just 1 month. Then it was so boring. I just stopped going. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm very stubborn. My parents knew that, obviously. So my mom is a teacher, so she did not like the idea at all. But
yeah
I
I can
think at
imagine.
some they just I think they gave up on trying
What
to
do you
force me
mean?
to do things.
School is bad? No.
So yeah, it's like I think she did like 14 years of study, something like that. So it's like for her, it's like
Wow.
sacred. But I think yeah, it was a bit tense with them, and I think they was just too exhausted to fight for over this. So they were like, okay, whatever.
A
Because I would
lost
have done it
child.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I would have done it anyway. I don't care if they told me you choose, you go to high school to like college, or you leave the
Yeah.
house. I would have find a job at McDonald's, whatever. So yeah, I don't think they wanted to fight for it. But yeah, then I just stopped going. Uh, Luckily, so there was some kind of like entrepreneurship club sort of in the campus. So I went to that instead. So technically
hmm
I was still a student, but it was just like entrepreneurs coming and giving some speech from time to time about like,
Oh,
I don't
cool.
know, marketing or I don't know, really basic stuff, but it was a good introduction. So yeah, I went to do that instead of going to classes. I think it was like once every 2 weeks, but yeah, I just stopped going. I still try to, register for like IT, like coding and stuff.
Yeah.
But man, that was so fucking hard. I didn't understood shit, so I dropped, like, I registered and I was out after 1 month or something. It's just, okay, that's not for me. But yeah.
I feel you, man.
So it's,
Like, especially if you went to public school for IT, like you were trying public school. Yeah, it's hardcore, dumb as fuck public school in France about IT.
yeah, it's like
I've heard
math stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Like I know nothing in math. I am a piece of shit in math. Like I couldn't go. I couldn't go.
Man, in high school, so in France, all grades are from like 0 to 20. I think in math I had 4. So yeah, that was like that bad. So yeah, it's yeah, I didn't understand shit at math, so I was like, okay, I'm out. Bye. I'm not learning to code. I don't understand anything.
Yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you. Like for me, there was I think I didn't evaluate public school at all for IT. But I found like advertisement on TV about Epitech, the private school I went, and I was like with my mom, and she was like bumping into me like, you have to find an alternative, because I quit medicine school. I didn't wanted to go this shit, but so she was like, you have to find something, and I saw the advertisement and I was like, okay, maybe I will win time, like to do my business or something else. So I went to the school, and it was amazing because there was like no class. You only make things they told you to make, and after they told you, oh, you should have make it. Perfect. I was like, okay, it's full practice only. No class to listen, nothing, no mathematical course. I was like, oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That was so cool. And at the end, they told me, okay, it's 12,000 a year.
Oh, damn. Oh.
Yeah. But you can go to this bank and they will give you a loan. So I was like, okay. Then I went back home, and my mom was like, oh, this is that. So that was very, very good. And she said, okay, so we go to the bank. I was like, oh shit, she's doing it. So I went to this school, and I had like 40,000 to repay back, which is not a lot for US people if they listen to us. But in France, it's insane. Like that was crazy.
It's probably one of the most expensive stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And the school has no fucking teacher. It's like only video you watch when you want to learn something or understand better.
Insane.
Yeah. But in a way that have give me some good things, especially because the school I was, the director was very entrepreneurial, and I love him. I'm still in contact with him. I'm still doing something sometimes on entrepreneurship, and so it teaches us a lot about the entrepreneurship mindset and stuff like that, and push us to do things. So that was very cool. We had a lot of entrepreneurship kind of thing in this school, while and in sneaking entrepreneurship like project into school project, like, so that was kind of cool for that. I want to go back to your thing. You say like so when you quit school, you directly create your first company. What was the first company created for? It was the WordPress, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I was like, okay, I'm just going to try to do WordPress websites for companies, whatever, barbershop, whatever. But I didn't know anything about marketing, so I didn't do any marketing. So obviously it didn't work. But yeah, I was still doing, like a bit of research, reading books and stuff like that. So I learned a lot. But yeah, it was just that I have this skill. Okay, maybe I can try to do something from it.
It's often like at the beginning when you're in your journey to become an entrepreneur, you feel like, okay, I have failed like selling WordPress. And when you look back after you succeed at one point, you're like, okay, I didn't fail. I just learned a new skill at this time. Like I was learning something, and that was important for me today. But yeah, that's very funny because like we have so much of everyone as like a failing project. Like I try to sell like basically doing apps for people, like kickstart the app in a month. I was sending a package like 25,000, and in a month you have your app started. on paper look an amazing idea, you know, like so many startups want to start, they don't know to do it, they take eternity to do it. I know to do it fast, I will do it fast. I did ship fast before ship fast exists. And I got, I think after, I stopped after 5 or 6 months because I was running out of money. And when I stopped and I became a teacher for coding school, I got my first client. And the only one I got. And he's fucking pissed me out so bad, and he still owed me money. So didn't work so well. But I have learned to do fast app, and I've done my first app for myself because I wanted to be able to showcase. I can sell that, and that become my first gig who make money, so unexpected output of that. But that was a very nice learning.
Yeah, I think like you always get like a small win. At least you should try to. I think even if like something is like complete failure, you know, you run out of money or something, hopefully you can learn from it. Like it's good to reflect. Like even if you don't learn skill by doing it, it's like, okay, maybe I can reflect and try to understand where it went wrong. But yeah, I think it's just everyone who start like first projects, it's like you feel like the Wolf of Wall Street, and then you feel miserably.
Yeah, and then you're like the last dumb guy ever because you're like, fuck, I didn't understand that, I missed that. Yeah, for sure. But for me, I really like this philosophy of saying like, or I win or I learn. There are no fail. Like the only fail for me is like if you die, then this proper fail. You cannot learn from that. But the rest, you have always something to learn and to grow from. And that's something I got like a bit angry. You know, when people, Mark started to be very kind of followed on Twitter. He started to have haters. And it was like young entrepreneur where they were like, no, you shouldn't do like Mark, a project every blah, blah, blah. And you should do one for 3 years. And I was like, no, guys, like the thing is you need to learn. That's the purpose of this technique, is to fucking learn as much as you can.
Yeah.
Instead of losing 3 years.
Yeah, I think there are lots of people who are like, oh, but do you see like Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg working on 12 projects? Like, oh man, this is so fucking stupid. Like, obviously, if you have something that works, go full time on it. But do you have something that works yet? No.
Yes.
So like unless you already have tons of experience and you know, okay, like I know how to, you know, this is normal, this is part of the process. I know it's not working yet, but I'm going to fix it. But if you start from zero, you want to go to failure fast to be able to learn, to get the reflection. Like, oh, okay, this failed because of that. This failed because of that. Maybe next time I can do better. And I think this is why doing, you know, whatever, 12 startup in 12 months or 17 in 12 months, whatever, is good. Like even if you just ship like once every 2 months, it's already better than spending a whole year on that, because you never make the year back. And like, even if maybe you will learn a bit of things, but you will learn so much more by making like 12 app or 10 apps instead of just one. Like it's like if you practiced, I don't know, I don't have any good example, but if you try to make 10 drawings, you will learn way better than if you try to make one perfect drawing. So it's just repetition. So yeah,
repetition makes perfect. Not doing the reverse. But yeah, that's. I think that will be an eternal fight with young entrepreneur and more like advanced entrepreneur. It's like, I think even for me, you know, like when I was young and started, I was listening a lot of video for The Family. Maybe you know, in France, it was like a big things on startup, and they were saying many things.
Omar, I don't know his name. Omar Benjamin. Yeah, this guy is a massive liar, though.
Yeah. And you know, he became a solo maker now. He's talking about solo making and stuff like that because he quit The Family. They had a very bad ending where they told they went like to justice to say he owns them like 3 million or something. It's crazy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice. You're like you change the French ecosystem of startups, and that's how both and together, and then you fuck up everything at the end. Where the motto was like entrepreneurship in Europe is toxic, or in France is toxic because there are no good practice, blah blah blah, and at the end it's like good job, guys. But yeah. So I was listening a lot of video of him and other people in the ecosystem of the family, and many things they were saying, like you're like, oh yeah, it look cool, but I don't think it works for me, you know. And you're like, no, I think I'm right and they're wrong, you know. And I think young entrepreneurs are always like that. And after 10 years, they're like, maybe what I've learned 10 years ago and I thought it was wrong, it was totally right.
Man, this is the I'm smarter fallacy. I think everyone was like that. It's like, oh yeah, they did it in 10 years, but I know the secrets now. I know the tricks. I'm smarter. I'm going to do it in 2. Nope. That's not how it works.
Good
I
luck.
was like that. I was so fucking arrogant when I started. I was like, yeah, I'm going to show all those guys what it means, you know, to make money online, whatever. Man, 7 years after, I'm still not millionaire, you know. So, so yeah, it's beginner's arrogance. I think everyone go through that, but it's fine.
Yeah.
You learn eventually.
Eventually, yes. Yes, definitely. But that's crazy. That's this phenomenon. It's like repeat and repeat, and you see it, and you're like, okay. But I think I'm less and less triggered now by young entrepreneur. Like they think they say they know everything. I'm like, yeah, do what the fuck you want, and make a million, and when you talk, we talk after that.
Yeah, I see a few ones on Twitter. It's funny. It's like, okay, I mean, I understand. Now we're there. They will learn. It's fine.
Yeah, we've all been there. all thinking we're better than everyone else.
Yeah.
And then you're
then for them, we sound like the arrogant, like, I told you, you know, it's like, oh, you're arrogant. I know better. We'll see.
We'll see, yes. Well, I think you're always kind of arrogant in a way for someone else. You know,
yeah, definitely.
Sometimes it's so weird. Like I remember, you know, I live in Madeira in Portugal, and I bought my flat in Madeira, and I was super happy to share about that, you know, because it's big realization for me. Like after years of living in Airbnbs and stuff, I bought my house, and because I'm making money on internet, it's fantastic. And some people told some of my friends like he's fucking bragging. I'm bragging what? I'm just like happy about myself, you know, let me enjoy my life. I'm not telling you your life is shit. I'm just like, yeah, I bought my flat because of I'm making internet money. It's like bragging. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like I saw lots of that with man on YouTube. It's crazy. On YouTube, it's insane. So I saw on more comments, people were like, "Oh, you're bragging and stuff." I even made a post on Twitter like, "Yeah, we should have more bragging in you." It's inspiring to see people making money and stuff.
Yeah.
And I started to even see it on my channel. Like now, people are like, "Oh, you're a liar." Like you, yeah, blah, blah. You know, they're like hating and stuff. Man,
you couldn't code that in 48 hours.
Yeah. Or it's not true. You're such a liar. You try to. It's just like you just ignore it. It's just part of the thing. People like because I think lots of people when you show that you know good results, you put them face to their failure. It's like you know, it's like
true.
This guy did what I could not. So it breaks my reality, you know. So
so it's better to tell you he's a liar than to feel like you're a failure.
Yeah, exactly. So it's I mean, yeah, it's understandable. Like honestly, sometimes I feel bad when I see like a guy who's like 24 and he's making 1 million. Like, fuck, man, he's probably scamming. But then, you know, it's like, it's like, yeah, it's a mindset. Like you know, it doesn't bring you anything to think like that. It's like, oh, okay, like what can I learn from this guy? Because obviously he's more efficient at making money or whatever than you. So what can you learn from him? So yeah, it's just I think it's important mindset change that people need to have. Like be open minded, and yeah, it can happen. Like a 15 years old just beat you at something, and okay, what can you learn from it?
Yeah, but even relatively, it's even funnier. Like I could be like that with Mark, you know, like just before Launchfast, I was working with him. We were doing project together, and he was like making like 1,000 a month, something like that. He was not making a lot, and now he's like making like 10x or 20x, I don't know how much x more than me. And I could be like super jealous, and now I'm just like, okay, what did he learn? I still need to learn to make more. And I think that's the right approach to do things. It's like, okay, what I have to learn from this person instead of just saying, no, it's not true, it doesn't work, or blah, blah, blah. Because when I've met Mark, I knew he was convinced he can make money, and he was like, keep shipping. And he was like, man, I want to keep shipping with you. And I was like, yeah, but I have Capgo, it start to work, so I want to focus on that. So we stopped working together, and he was right. Like, he was definitely right. Shipping more lead him to make a lot of more money. While me, I'm still like now I am at 4,000 a month with Capgo. So it's grows steadily, but definitely the way of Mark has have worked better, definitely for him. But yeah, it's something I didn't wanted to do, and I'm fine with that. And I'm not like jealous or anything. I'm super happy for him. Like he's doing that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, so like I like same like because we have a group chat. So when he made ShipFast, so he posted something, and he was, I don't know what he posted, but he was like, man, I don't know if it was me or him, but posted like, this is a shit idea or something like that. And
I think it was him. He posted a screenshot of it at one point.
I think it's like, and then it blew up. So you never know like what can happen. It's just it just sometimes it can just blow up. Like maybe you will never know in advance. So I think it's just
it's like a casino game. You never know. You never know. And the most funny is probably the one you believe in least will be the one who win, because it's impossible to know. And it's always like that. Mark was like, yeah, I just like ship shitty things, and no, he's making like fucking good money from it. It was funny because it was like so many like bundle pack things like that, and there was like many of them. Like in the podcast before him, I got someone who is making make, I think, and yeah, he's making like good money. But you see, like it could be like hard to think you can make money from that. But Mark, he was like, I don't care if I think I can make money or not. I just like ship and see.
I mean, like when I launched because I launched a Maker Ads Guide, I was like, man, okay, I would be lucky if it made like 1,000 or something. And then like I don't know, I haven't checked for a few days, but like a couple of weeks ago, it was at 50,000 in like 4 months or something. It's 3 months. I don't know. So it just, you launch something and it just blow up. It can happen. It's just, and you maximize your chance by shipping more and shipping fast. So
yeah, definitely. No, that's super cool. And I think I have to buy it, your guide, because I'm very bad at ads. So I have to.
I mean, I think for Capgo, I'm not sure that would work because it's very specific audience. But send me a DM after. I'm happy to check with you. But
okay, we can check. I'm very curious, like if ads will work for such a niche thing, but I don't know. Maybe there are no one doing ads, and it will be super cheap leads.
I mean, so you might get cheap leads, but since the audience is like super limited, like it's like it's people who code and who make mobile app using Capacitor. So it's like really, really, really small audience. So I'm not sure Facebook has the data to like figure out, but you can try different strategies like retargeting and stuff. So
I'm not sure they have a Facebook page Capacitor where people can like it and you target.
Yeah, I have those. But there are like other alternatives, but like it's supposed, give it a shot. Probably, don't expect anything and see how it goes. And
I mean, maybe it can lead to something. We will see. Okay. I have a very interesting question. Like you say you started by e-commerce, selling tie made in France. Was very funny because usually people start in e-commerce by drop shipping. Why you didn't start by something like made in France? Because you make your life way harder, right?
Honestly, I have no idea, man. It's funny. So I saw a guy once. He was at the thing I was mentioning, like the entrepreneurship club, and some people were making talks. And there was one guy who was selling like jeans, made in France jean. It's called 1083. That's the name of the brand. French people. So I saw the guy and I talked with him, and I was like, oh, that's nice. I'm going to do that with ties because I like, I find ties cool.
Yeah.
That's it. That's really just how, yeah, that's no more thinking. No, people are interested in Thai. Actually, if you look at Google Trends, search for Thai is like, woo, it's like going down like crazy. Everyone was like, man, that's a bad idea. No one, like, why would people want Thais? Whatever. I was like, oh, I don't care. We'll figure out. But so it's like, the beginner's arrogance, but it's also, I think it's a good thing. It's like, I will figure out. And if you like, you still learn things, So again, it's like you at the end, okay, this is just not working. I don't have the skills and the market is not here, but I was still learning stuff. So, it's, there is a balance, but yeah, so that's how I like got started with that. But then I was in e-commerce group and I heard about like dropshipping and stuff, and oh, this is way easier for logistics. So you don't need inventory and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I tried after.
Okay, what was your first product in dropshipping?
I think it was like jewelry. Like actually, I think if you go on the web archive, I think the website is there. It was called State of Step. I just pick a random name, but it was like bracelets.
Not easy to say.
Nothing. Just I picked some random word. I don't know. Yeah. It was like jewelry, like intros, like I don't know. Jewelry basically. Okay. Ocean themed jewelry, sort of. I think I got a few sales from that, but of course not profitable at all. But yeah, it's just that's how my first like sale online, I would say.
That's nice. That's we have to start somewhere.
yeah. So the thing, it's like, I think it's okay to be arrogant and stuff when you start, as long as you start. You start somewhere, and no matter what happens, you will get feedback from the market. Maybe it doesn't work. Yeah. Maybe kind of work.
You're gonna get slapped on the face many times until you get it.
But you learn. So that's the important part. Be arrogant if you want, but start somewhere.
Definitely. And did you continue on dropshipping, or that was the?
So yeah, I continued for a while. Like that. Like I failed tons of projects. I think that's probably 20 or between 20 and 30 stores that I launched and failed before learning to code. But I think one of them really started to take off with Facebook ads, and I made like $500,000 in a year or something. But I made like 10 or 20% profit, something like that. Yeah. But then I wasted everything. I just reinvested badly. Lots of competition. I don't know. Just so all the profit got whooped away.
Disappear. Yeah. Yeah. And what was the project to start to make good money?
Actually,
you have it here?
Funny. I have it here. Yeah.
No worries.
That's a fucking turtle necklace. Yeah. Yeah. I sold 30,000 of those.
Oh my god.
So that's quite funny. So I still keep one, it's like
that's cool. That's
lucky charm, whatever.
For
sure. I made the whole brand around it. Yeah, I made the whole brand around it. I had I started dropshipping, but I had inventory at the end. I had custom packaging. Man, I learned a ton of things. Now I can, if I want to make like a legit e-commerce brand, I know how to source products and how to create it from scratch with a designer. So many things. So I learned a lot, but it wasn't making profit. So my income was coming from my freelance gigs. So making running ads for customers and stuff.
Okay, even that. Okay, that's very interesting. There's something I think, for people who have done dropshipping, even you can say as bad as you want, because it has been criticized a lot. but
Yeah.
it pushes you to focus on only marketing. Basically,
Yeah.
all who counts is the fucking marketing. If you're bad at it, you don't sell anything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's man. Like, as you said, there are so many things that are not good. Like some people are very unethical. But as an entrepreneur, it teaches you, I think, two main skills. First, like marketing, because as you said, like the product is just, it's just a product. So it forces you to think. I remember there was those guys, they were selling like dogs, LED,
LED,
colors for dogs. Yeah. So it's just like, oh, it's a fun product. It's fun for your dogs and stuff. But those guys were super smart. Instead, they thought about a new angle, like, oh, safety. Like, did you know that every year in the US, 50,000 dogs get run over by cars? With this LED light, cars will see it and they will, your dog will not die. And man, they made millions from that just because of this little tweak, you know? So that's what I really like with marketing, copywriting, is that like I was mentioning earlier, the example of ice, you know, try to sell ice in the North Pole. Well, yeah, but if you are creative with the angle and how you market the product, you can make something really nice. So it's that's a really good skill to have. Like how creative can you be with, okay, how can you use this product? How can this bring value to people? And you go from, you know, $2 product that's fun for dog to something that sells for $20, $30, $50 that, safety for dogs, because people value the safety of their dogs. Yeah. So yeah, that's a very, very interesting skill. And I would say the second one is don't get emotionally attached to the product, because you launch tons of products. You launch, you rinse, repeat. It doesn't work. You cut it, you move on, etc. And so you never get that. Like that's the first thing, you know, all the gurus in the course and stuff like that, they all say don't get emotionally attached. So yeah, I think that's two skills that were really useful in my journey for programming and stuff, for apps.
For sure. But I think most of makers we met right now on Twitter are like developers or plus on this side. So for them, they are missing so bad these skills. So that's why also your course is working so bad, is because they need that.
Yeah, I think it's so it's like I mean, it's like a marketer trying to learn programming. Like for me, I was starting from like you know, I know, like I was always a nerd, so like variable, I know kind of, I heard about that before. A loop, I know it was like the name is loop, so I was kind of familiar with some concepts. But yeah, it's like you have to start from zero. So for me, the easiest way is like I bought a programming course, and it's just packaged in all one single thing instead of spending hours reading books or whatever. And so yeah, I think that's why the course works so well, for sure.
Yeah. What make you like? What did change between the first time you try coding and the second time when you make your app? What did change in your mindset or something that you find like you can code now?
So I think I would say for sure not having choice, because I was like, okay, I have like 1 year of savings. I have nothing. I have no useful skill. Like I knew how to market, but I didn't have a process to get a freelance customer, and it was it's like super hard to like marketing general or even like Facebook ads. Like you can hire a guy in like, I don't know, Pakistan for like super cheap to just do the media buying part. Now it's a bit more hard because the creative is way more important than before. But basically, I didn't thought my skill were that useful and that valuable. So I was like, okay, I need to find something that
that's funny. You know to market product, but you don't know to market yourself as a freelancer in a way.
Yeah, it's like I know how to, but considering the environment, it was not realistic because I was abroad. So hiring a freelancer with like Western rate, because obviously I need to live, so I wasn't like cheap. Abroad, so different time zone, and I had like only one main client. Like it's realistically there is very little chance that it's going to work. But back then I did a little bit of marketing for me, and like it kind of worked. Like right before COVID hit, so then all the efforts were wasted. But yeah, like you got to be realistic with the environment. Like there are some situations where no matter how good you are, it's just not going to work. So yeah, I just had no choice. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to learn to code. I wake up, I go to the gym, and then I just do my course until I too tired and I go to sleep, and I repeat that for 2 months or something. So yeah,
Nice.
not having a choice, big motivation.
Yeah, for sure. For sure that helped. And so the first project you created after you learned coding was a make logo AI?
No. So the very first one, like I think I did a bunch of like small projects. I don't remember all of them, but the first real one I would say was AI copywriter. Like write blogs, write product description, etc. It was the ugliest thing I've ever done, but it still made sales. I got 2 sales. It was a subscription. So I had like some monthly recurring revenue. But yeah, I did this one. Then I don't remember. I have the list on my website, but I did a bunch of ones, and I did make logo AI because I was doing AI logos for my other projects. So that's how I came up with the idea. But,
cool. Yeah. And how did you launch? Like, it was on Twitter, it was on Product Hunt? What was the...
sorry, how did I launch the Make logo?
Yeah.
So you can get the whole story on my last YouTube video. But basically, I launched on Twitter first, and then I launched on
Product Hunt. We'll put it in the link.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so how much you made in like the first week or something?
So I launched on Twitter. I think I made like $150 or something. So it wasn't much, but it's like, I don't have that much of an audience. So I'm just going to, that's a pretty good win to start with. But when I launched on Product, and I think I made like, I don't know, 4,000 or something in 1 or 2 weeks. So then it really blew up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I bought when it was on Product Hunt.
Yeah, I remember. I remember the logo of, I think, the podcast. No, it was for your podcast. A mountain with a guy on it.
Yeah. The logo of this podcast. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's made with it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I knew I did something, but
funny.
I didn't remember what. This is the fucking podcast you were in.
Yeah, I remember. I really remember seeing the logo and stuff.
That's funny. I really didn't remember that, but that was cool. I remember like it was very like minimalistic the way you create the logo and everything, but it was working well, and it was cool. The logo is still there. You see,
Yeah.
you don't need to make things
It's
complex.
like
You have to.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw it like when you post on Twitter. I think I saw like, I don't know, the link to some interview, and I saw the logo. I was like, oh, nice, it's still here. It's I'm happy.
Yeah, that's very cool. And so what make you think of selling after, like, because you sell after 2 months, right? Very fast.
Yeah, 3 months, I think. Yeah, so I knew the app needs some improvements, and my technical skills were like I was still bad. I mean, I still consider myself bad at programming, but I know that there was going to be some competition eventually, and it's like the logos were, I think, good for people just starting out and stuff, but for bigger company, they wanted something more specific, and I just didn't have the skill for that, and I was also like, I don't know, a bit burnout. Then I got like sick, and I was still living on my 1 year of savings, so selling it, that would be like, oh, nice, I have a bit more like room to live now. So like lots of reason, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to list it on Acquire, see how it goes, and that's it. And yeah, then I listed it, and it got sold.
Super nice, super nice. How many proposals did you get? Like only one, or you got many of them?
I got quite a few messages, but I think I got like four calls in total, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Oh, that's a super, like, when you did that, it became kind of such a success story, like the guy from marketing to coding, and then like in 2 months he sold for 60K. It was very,
Yeah,
very
man, the
cool.
Twitter post completely blew up. I think it got, I don't know how many impressions, but man, it got a lot, really a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, like everyone which is a developer try to make money and don't manage
Yeah,
to, and now you're like making money and you sell. Like
yeah,
everyone is like, "Fuck, what did I did
yeah,
wrong?"
yeah. I think that's like lots of people are, oh man, that's so nice. I'm going to follow this guy because that's when my Twitter really started to take off. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, how many followers do you have now?
Let me check. I think I'm 29,000
Hmm.
because the YouTube video brought me a lot. So yeah,
Oh yeah,
29,000 and 78. Yeah.
that's super cool. Super cool. It's growing day by day. What's your goal on Twitter? Like why are you on Twitter and on YouTube now?
Uh, so I started Twitter. I was like, oh, I think that's a good way to make like network, and
Hmm.
because I just discovered the indie maker community. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I can probably meet new people, maybe customers. I don't know. I think it's worth going there and see how it goes. So like now I just enjoy it. Like I got, yeah, it's just nice. I like the community there, except for sometimes a few posts that are not that nice. But
Yeah.
yeah, overall I just like it. I meet new people. Man, I meet tons of like good friends from that. So yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, I agree, I agree. Like I made many good friends. Like I met Mark in Bali. Like even
Yeah.
hosted me because I missed my flight
Oh, really? Oh,
to to
yeah.
India because I forgot to take a fucking visa. I was like, yeah, no, no,
Oh,
you know,
damn.
when you go from France to Bali, you don't need visa. Then I go to Singapore, you don't need visa. So I was like, yeah, visa doesn't exist, in my world. And then
Uh,
India, oh shit.
oh, damn. I didn't know we needed visa.
Yeah,
That's
no,
funny.
really. I arrive at the airport, I put my luggage, and I say, okay, can you show me your passport? Yes. I say, where is the visa? I was like, what?
Oh, damn. Yeah.
What? What did we talk about? I was like, oh, so then I just like went to Somark for a dinner or something because we were like friends on Twitter, and then we helped him for that. And I was like, I sent a text to Mark. I say, maybe can you host me until I find my visa because I have nowhere to go now.
That's a
Yeah,
funny story.
yeah, that was very funny. But yeah, I think for me that's the thing I try to repeat more and
Oh,
more on.
I think we got disconnected.
Oh no, I have.
It's back now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, it's back now. Yeah.
That's so I was saying like that's the thing I share more and more on Twitter. I'm trying to, and I would love people to understand because like you receive many DMs of, hey, I'm launching to Product Hunt, blah blah blah, or just trying to sell their shit all the time. And that's annoying because, like, for me, if I am on Twitter, it's because I want to create connection with people who struggle the same way as me, like, who understand me. Because, like, for example, here in Portugal, there are a lot of freelance people around me. So amazing, freelance or people working in remote, but not so much entrepreneur. And you cannot talk with them. They don't comprehend your world, And the people
Yeah.
on Twitter, the
Yeah.
people I met on the podcast, we have the same problems. So when you talk about that, things, your path, etc., I'm like, yeah, I can relate. And I think this is very important for entrepreneur because like we struggle so bad. The way we choose to do things, like being entrepreneur, is a hard path. It's very hard. And you need support, you need other people. And for me, this is what is my Twitter community is like. I'm talking to people who have the same struggle as me and we can share together and grow together, learn together. And that's the beauty of it. It's not like your fucking product hunt lunch where we never talk and you send me a DM. It's like, why are you doing
Yeah.
that? Like, this is useless. This is against the rule. You're really like lost. Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's like the easiest way to get muted or something.
Oh yeah, no, I
It's
block
I
people.
still, yeah, it's like okay, if they ask nicely, and I will try to do it. If they like, if I like, okay, if I already saw them before, like on a tweet or something, usually I will support it. But if it's just like random people who never interacted with anyone on Twitter, they're like out of nowhere and stuff, man, just don't. It's annoying. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah. No, I
yeah,
agree. But in fact, the people I saw posting or doing good thing, they not spam you with a Twitter with a
Mm.
product and launch. I mean, or they do it publicly because they know they will have support. For example, I really like there are a girl like which is super spammy about what she does, but she's very funny in a way. I forgot her name. She's from Finland. She's doing Clue.
Oh, Sandra.
Sandra, yes.
Sandra, yeah.
Like she's everywhere all the time, and
Yeah.
I find, like she talked a lot when she was like launching on Product Hunt and everything, and she got even like some people annoyed by that. But I find her very funny, and also like for me, I think are also more supportive because there are so much. It's so difficult what we're doing, and I think for women it's even more difficult because there are way less role model and stuff like that. So I'm super happy for her. Like she's like doing it crazy, so that's super nice. So I did support her, but I don't know. There are some people you don't see them posting, you see nothing, and then they just send you a product hunt like link, and sometimes the message is even not personalized. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Yeah, it's a big copy paste, yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
okay,
copy paste, copy paste.
I have to admit, so I do send DMs when I launch, but I only do it to people who like either told me, oh yes, like I made a post, hey, are you like I'm going to launch? Do you want to support me? Tell me, and I will DM you. So that, and people who I interacted with recently or help, because like sometimes people ask me for, like, can you give me feedback, whatever, and like I just tell them some feedback just like that, and so I'm like, hey, if I add them, they would probably, support me. So it's like, I'm not asking to like random people out of nowhere. I'm asking,
Yeah,
I'm only
that's what
asking
I'm
people
talking
who,
about. Of
yeah,
course, people
yeah,
you've talked with, it's okay.
yeah,
You can, especially if you have helped them, they can help you back. But
yeah,
like, what I find awkward is like you basically stop someone in the street and say, "Can you vote for me on Producton?"
yeah.
Like, what?
Man,
What the?
it's like the non-government organization. It's like, oh, do you want
Oh
to
yes,
make a donation, stuff like that? Ah, man, so
yes.
annoying.
Can you
It's
donate
the
your
same.
vote,
It's the
please?
same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Ah, so
don't
annoying.
call DM people. Of course, you can create fucking connection with people, help them,
Mm.
ask feedback, blah blah blah. And at one point, you can talk about your lunch, but not call DM people. Like I don't know from where you have seen that, but the probability of this working is like zero dot
Yeah, it's
zero dot
just
zero dot zero dot never.
yeah, terrible idea.
Yes. Oh, wow, it's already 1 hour 30. We talked together. I think we can go to the end
Oh,
of things
yeah.
a bit. So what I've wrote here, I think we can talk now about, it's funny, about what you're building now. So your latest product is TalkNotes. What is TalkNotes?
Yeah. So this is an app to make AI voice note, basically. I think that's the easiest way to describe it. So you just record yourself and you transcribe it into like whatever bullet point list, etc. So that's the one I've been working on for quite a while now.
Okay. And what's the use case people use it for in general?
Uh, Man, there are so many. It's a very general product. So I got like lawyers, I've got managers. I
Oh,
don't know. It's just so many people, content creators. Anything where you write notes, you can just speak it instead. So it's just easier to like write a tons. So yeah, it's just anything. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like creating content, or it's just sometimes easy to like speak your mind and then let AI probably format everything and organize than
okay. Yeah.
making it yourself. So yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting point. Which is very funny because like if you listen right now, I directly have the Twitter tech people who don't understand why a product is interesting will be like, oh, this is just an IA wrapper. Like
A
basically
rapper.
yeah, wrapper.
Yeah.
You can even do it, I think, in the ChatGPT
Mhm.
app, with the voice feature.
Mhm, mhm.
And
But
that's so
no, I
dumb
mean,
because they
people,
are,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
yeah, people are in they value like a interface to do things faster because ChatGPT you have to record yourself, write the prompt, then copy, paste, etc. Here you can just write and do everything. It's going to make it in Markdown, etc. So it's just easier.
yeah, it's just configured for the exact usages. I
Hmm.
think like ChatGPT for me, the what they've done is more a toolbox, like a tool for
Yeah.
us to build specialized tool. because specialization is the way you want. I was thinking like for a car, for example, like people like there are many sort of car, but there are some people for family car. There's some roster if you want to go faster. It's like you specialize. It's always like that. You don't want like a car. You want like a car will go fast or electric car, for example, because I have that. And it's just like you specialization is the things that make the value more than the product itself or the root thing. Of course, I think the root product is more for makers, and the specialized one is for end users.
I think it's like a Raspberry Pi, it's like tech, like if you are tech people, like someone how to use it, you can do anything you want with it. But most people, they just don't want to bother learning how to use it properly. They want something, they press a button, it works. So yeah, I think that's as I said, it's a toolbox. You can do many things with it, but majority of people prefer to have something that is just easier to use, streamline, etc.
I think you took a very good example about the Raspberry Pi, because there are one guy is making I think Tesla Mate. It's basically a Raspberry Pi pre-configured. You put in the car somewhere, and then you go on the browser of your Tesla, and you can access to Apple Car, because fucking Tesla doesn't have Apple Car, or Android Auto. So if you install this Raspberry Pi, you pay, and then you have it, and your car can do Apple Car. And it's exactly that. You could buy the Raspberry Pi yourself and install the Android Auto thing yourself, but people buy the final product, and the guy is making good money with this. And super simple product.
Yeah. So I think it's just it's like I mean anything is a wrapper then. So it's just
yes,
stupid.
Yes. Definitely.
It's like, why do you buy cookie? Like, why do you buy bread? Bread is just a wrapper, for flour and water. Like, you can make your own.
Yes.
Well, yeah, sure. Go do it then.
Do it yourself.
So yeah,
fine.
Fine. Actually, that's a tweet idea. I'm going to tweet that.
Yes. Wrote
my phone is my phone is okay. I will.
Is used. Open Apple Note in the Mac.
I'm just going to write AI wrapper
course.
bread. Okay.
Bread. But I think I forgot what I wanted to say about
that. Happens.
Yeah, that's happened. Coming back to TalkNotes, so that's what you're doing right now. That's your main product. Do you expect to launch anything new outside of this, or you like very focusing on this product because you really love to work on it?
So actually, I hate working on it. I
had the same conversation with Mark with ShipFast. He was like, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have too many things going on at the moment because I have TalkNotes, I have Sales Pop-Up, I have Maker's Guide, and another product I don't talk about publicly. So I have a lot of things going on, and I just fucking hate TalkNotes. But it makes good money. I'm actually trying to sell it now. I listed it on Acquire, but because it has like a really good monthly recurring revenue, it's still growing. It's growing pretty fast. So I'm not sure I will be able to find a buyer.
Of people coming, it's the ads or SEO?
Ads. I'm paying. Yeah, I'm paying Mark Zuckerberg new mention. But so it's just like I don't know. It's just I'm not sure I will be able to find a buyer. So I think I might have to hire someone for customer support, because I fucking hate customer support. It's just I open my inbox, I get I see 10 emails, my day is fucked up. So if I cannot sell it, I will have to probably hire people to handle some stuff for me. But otherwise, I want to sell it.
You need to do a YouTube video about your project, and then people will stop ask questions.
It's if I sell it, that would be a really nice story. Like, how I made the product from scratch in 1 year and sold it for like 200,000 or something.
Oh yeah. That would be super nice. Well, I think you say it's like around 60K a month.
No, not 60K. Like I would say 7,000 a month of monthly
Okay, yeah.
recurring revenue.
Yeah. So yeah, makes
So
sense for
yeah,
the selling price. Maybe 300 possibly, depend on.
yeah. I mean, I got an offer for 150,000 like a couple months ago when it was at 3,000.
Yeah.
But it was when I was like just starting out with ads, so like, oh, I can probably push it a bit more. But yeah, I hope to get at least 200,000. Ideally, like 300,000 would be amazing. But I will see how it goes.
Yeah. That's interesting. Why you hate that because of the support mainly?
Yeah. So support, although it's a very general product, so it's hard to market. It's like it can appeal to everyone, so it's a lot of work
To no one
It's
then.
like, yeah, I think so. It's like you have two components to like, I would say a good ad or product. It's like
Yeah.
how much it interests people and how many people it can interest. So a general product naturally will interest people a lot less than a specific product. So for example, if you buy a bike, some people want a bike for mountains, and so the audience for mountain bike will be much smaller, but they will be much more interested in a mountain bike than a regular bike. So it's the same principle here. It's like what the balance between the volume of the volume and the interest people have for that. So yeah, I need to
And
if I keep working on it, I need to.
why
Yeah.
you not niching it more? Like not for
I mean,
lawyers or
I'm starting to,
yeah.
but then I need to do it like one niche. So it's like it's a lot of work. It's really a lot of work. It's
Yeah,
hard
for
to do it
sure.
alone.
For sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Well, okay.
So yeah, but
Makes sense. Makes sense what you're doing. So if you sell, what you will do after that?
so that would be like a good amount of savings, and I got lots of people asking me to run ads for them. I'm not going to give names, but some pretty big names. So I don't have time right now, but I think I would probably do some kind of like productized agency because I really love advertising. That's really something I'm passionate about. So I would probably do a mix of productized agency plus YouTube plus the app I'm working on and I don't talk about in public.
Why you don't talk
there's
about
lots
it?
of potential. Because I know so right now I don't have enough time to really put lots of effort into it. I know the moment I talk about it, I'm going to have 50 copycats doing the same thing. It's going to increase the advert. Like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It's just, yeah. And also like,
makes sense.
For me, I can prove myself. Okay, can I maybe grow a product, from zero without using Twitter and stuff like that? But I know I can do it.
That's an interesting, I've seen that many times.
And I also have, and I also have like some kind of unique advantage for that. It's like, I'm not going to disclose too much detail. I have like some kind of marketing on autopilot. So I got sales. I haven't done any kind of marketing and I got sales for it. So, but I'm not going to talk too much about it.
Okay.
But yeah,
we will know at one point.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I will see.
But we will know when you sell it on Acquire for 200,000.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Or maybe I will just sell it before and fully focus on advertising agency or something like that. I don't know. But like so far, I noticed lots of people ask me about advertising. So I'm probably going to focus on that. Because that's something I really enjoy doing.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big need. We are like so many makers, so we're struggling with that. Even the one who make very good money, sometimes they're still not reading ads. It's like, I know this is like money you're not taking where you could. For me, like I hate ads so much, so it's very hard for me to start that way. But it's definitely money you say no to it if you don't do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's again, I'm not going to tell a name, but I'm I give some tips for like pretty big names in the community. But it's actually really exciting because they can test things, so it's like it's really nice. But I think it doesn't work for like every product. But if you can nail it down, man, it's like a money printer. Like for Mark, because I manage his ads. It's crazy. He's printing money.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, and it's so cool. I think, especially for Mark, like I think there are no other makers doing ads beside him.
Yeah, like I know, and the thing is, even if the start, like Mark he has a cash flow, so so it's a bidding system. So the more people try to advertise a product like this to the same audience, similar content, the more expensive it will be. And I know a guy back in e-commerce, what he did. So he made good money. He had lots of cash flow. He ran ads at a loss for 2 months, and he dried out all the competitors because he was was paying like $100 per sale. He was losing money, but all the competitors too. The competitors were also all losing money, and at some point they ran out of cash, and he had the market for himself after. So it's like, yeah, if your competitor has a lot of cash flow, they can really run you like out of business if you fully rely on ads. I don't think it would be smart for people to try to compete against Mark or So
they can try.
So yeah,
to lose money.
Yeah, they can try.
That's very funny. I know here a guy in Madeira, he became millionaire because he was having an agency the business was to make the bidding auction get bigger. Because, so he was responsible for, so it's not on Facebook, I think it was for ads on Google network. So basically each ads is put on the website of someone, and so this someone received the money, and more the bid is big, more they receive. So what he was running as a business, he was paid by website owner to force bidding higher.
Oh, that's fucking smart.
Yeah, that's very bad, but it's smart and it does work. He makes so much money from that, and the website as well. Everyone was happy, unless the people making ads.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean that's fucking smart. That's super smart.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? This where did you get that idea from? It's genius.
Yeah. Actually, that's something funny. I wonder if you have a YouTube channel and you run ads targeting your own channel. So before the ads, people see your own ad. You can probably do something funny with that. I'm curious to try now. I wonder if I will talk about that with Mark because he has that will be fun. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes. But yeah, there are so many use cases of business. When you listen to that, you're like, what the fuck? Like when I had the French podcast, someone at the end of the podcast, I always ask who should I interview after you? And a guy told me, there are this guy, he's making I don't know, 50K a month, and he's selling ants. I was like, what? What ants? Yeah. They say so the guy was passionate about ants, and so he started to have many colonies at his home, and he did struggle to get a special species, because they are far, they are from Belgium, India, whatever. There are ants everywhere in the world, and the people who are fun about it, they want this kind of species to have at home. And the guy struggled a lot to have that, and at one point he was on forums, and people would say, if you have one, can you make a baby and send it? And the guy started e-commerce of ants, and he was making 50K a month by doing that. I was like, oh my God.
Look, I'm going to tell you one. So there is this guy who sells shit, literal shit, horse shit.
It's literal.
So it's called Shit Express, and you can order poop for other people anonymously. So if there is someone you don't like, you can deliver them poop in a box, a heart-shaped box and stuff like that.
No way.
It's so fucking smart, because probably he just get the shit for free. He just goes to see some farmers, say, hey, I can take away your shit for free. So man, that's so fucking smart.
He's delivering his shit it's literally.
Yeah.
And you know how much he's making with that?
I have no idea, but I know it works because I used it. Once a guy, a guy fucked with my ex So I found his address. I sent him a really nice message. So I know for sure it works. And I know there are people doing that. Like, I'm not the only one for sure. So yeah, that's, yeah. It's, yeah.
So cool.
So again, it's like how creative you can be with, like, you have like a material, it's an app, it's shit, ants, whatever. How creative can you be into selling it? Like, what problem could that thing solve, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's they're just super smart.
This is genius. Like, he find a way to solve problem with shit. Oh my god, I am like amazed. Oh, that's crazy, man. Okay, I think we can go to my last question and we can finish this podcast. So I have a few of them. We talk about future project. Yeah, one thing I'm asking everyone is like, why you went indie maker way? Like, why you're not building a team, having VC founding, stuff like that? Why indie making?
So I'm not against building a team. It's just, it's expensive, takes a lot of time. But if I don't sell TalkNotes, I think I will just hire people to help me manage it. So I'm not against it. Back in e-commerce, I had like a team. I hired like a few virtual assistants. As for VC, I don't know, man. It's just, I'm not, it's like having a boss. It's like, I'm not a big fan of, like, okay, you get 2 million to burn on anything you want, but then you are like owning maybe 10% of the company, whatever. I don't know, not interested in that. I don't want to have anyone telling me what to do, so it works better for me.
Yeah, I agree. I've been like, my beginning of journey was like with VC founding company, and I was like, I feel like it's so much unfocused. Like, you can do things for client, but no, you're just doing things for VC to please them, basically. And
yeah, man, it's like what's the name? Postman, I think the app Postman, man. They made like a fucking launch party. Like, what the fuck? It's Postman. It's the API calls. What are you talking about? Man, they burn like, I don't know how much money for like a famous DJ or something. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. It's insane. So yeah, it's just a lot of, it's a lot of, I don't know, ego play and stuff like that. Just, I don't know. It's not my thing.
I agree. It's a lot of ego play. That's why I've quit that as well. Okay, cool for the answer. Thanks. One question I really like is what you would wish someone told you before, and before you started your journey in entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship in general. Probably you're not as smart as you think you are. But it's like just some reality check. So much. Yeah. So it's probably that. But again, it's just I don't think like I'm where I am now because of how I was. But yeah, I think just probably don't think you're smarter than other people or something, for sure.
Cool. Okay, thanks for that. You have a quote you like?
A what? Sorry.
A quote, like une citation.
Oh, a quote. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you only need to win once, I guess.
Oh, like, that's a very cool one. That's a very cool one.
It's, because like if you make an app, you start making a bit of money or you sell it, you get a good amount and it's all snowball from here because then you have less stress, more, maybe budget to put into ads. So, I think you only need to win once is just the best, my favorite quote. Actually, I don't know from who is this. I just came up with it one day. So yeah.
Okay, it will be yours now by Nico.
Yes, yeah. Inspirational Instagram post.
Yes. Okay. So who I should invite next after you in this podcast?
Honestly, I think Philippe Keller. I don't know if you know him. No. He's on Twitter. He's from Switzerland.
Philippe Keller.
Pretty sure you must have saw him pass at some point.
No, for sure. I just I'm bad with names. Okay, great.
Because I think we started Twitter around the same time. He's older than me, but he's a dev and he had to learn marketing from scratch. So actually I really like the way he approached like marketing stuff. He's like oh, I learned this thing. And he learned SEO, the basics from zero. And at some point, he made he knew a lot. At some point, people were asking him for tips, and he made an info product from that. And he started to make money from that because he made something valuable out of something he learned. Like he compiled backlinks to get your SEO started. And man, he's like, this is a really great product. I bought it. So I really like the way he approached things. He's really like, I think like, trying to learn stuff. And if you dive a bit into his Twitter, you can see that he like everything he learned, he published. So I think he has interesting stuff to say. So yeah, I mean, if he's listening to that podcast, so hi Philip. But yeah, I think that would be an interesting one.
Okay, noted. I will ask you how to wrote his name after the podcast because I'm sure I didn't.
I will send you his profile.
Yeah. Okay. And the last question is for you. Where do we send people who wants to know more about you? YouTube or Twitter?
So I would say three main things. So I have my blog where I wrote everything. So when I learned how to code, I use it as a journal basically. So it's jeannen.com. There is my Twitter, obviously, Nico _Jeannen, and my YouTube channel, who is pretty new. So that also my focus for this year, I think.
Okay, cool. I will be in the description of the episode as well. So thanks for that. Thanks for your time. It was super cool talking with you after we have talked so much on Twitter. And stuff. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. That was super cool. So for the audience, thanks for listening. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please tell us. Like you can send to Nico or to me. Like thanks for the podcast. It's super nice to have feedback and know we were not just both of us, but many people have listened. And see you next time for the next episode. I'm restarting this podcast finally.
Bye everyone.